You guys know what time it is. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Lawrence, over at Mighty Comics Collectibles, and today, of course, is the Hot 10 Comics of the Week breakdown, where I take the 10 hottest books according to the Key Collector app, and I break them down for everyone out there, letting you know the books I'm buying at which prices, and of course, which books I'm staying away from. And like always, I remind you guys, if you're not a current sub of the channel, do yourself a favor, hit that sub button, do me a solid, hit that like button. Let's get as many likes as we can on this video so we can get it to people who normally do not watch it. That's the goal. Now, with that said, make sure you're watching my new podcast, the Mighty Rerun Podcast. A lot of great content, if you like podcasts, is coming out of that one, so make sure you're subbed up as well. With that said and out of the way, let's get into this week's breakdown. Starting us off this week at number 10 is Forever People number 1 and the first full appearance of Darkseid. 6 copies broke the average this week with a high sale in a CGC 9.6, selling for $880, up an insane 47% over the average. Next up, a CGC 9.2 sale for only $300, up 9% over the average. And lastly, a CGC 7.5 selling for only $136, up 6% over the average. This is the first time in 2025 Forever People number 1 has made the Hot 10 list. For me, do I want to own this book? I'd rather own Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 134. That, to me, the first cameo of Darkseid, is the book I want to own. It's a better cover to boot. Other than that, if I can get this book for cheap, I'd buy it. If not, I'd probably staying away. At number 9 this week is Fantastic Four number 49 and the first full appearance of Galactus. 6 copies beat the average this week with a high in a CGC 7.5, selling for $1,400, up 6% over the average. Then we had a CGC 6.0 sale for $972, but up 20% over the average. And lastly, a CGC 5.0 selling for $595, up 4% over the average. Believe it or not, out of 30 weeks, Galactus makes the list for the 11th time in 2025. Like this one and FF48, I'm still holding off. I don't want to buy it right here, right now. But long term, there's no question. These are 2 books I definitely want to own. Sticking with Silver Age Marvel, at number 8 this week is Silver Surfer number 3 and the first appearance of Mephisto. Guess what? Another 6 sales broke the average this week with a high in a CGC 9.0, selling for $1,614, up 7% over the average. Next up, a CGC 8.5 sale for $895, up 7% over the average. And finally, a CGC 7.0 selling for only $515, up 3% over the average. Speculation is growing that Mephisto will play a key role in introducing the Midnight Suns into the MCU. Now, for me, guys, 100% I want to own this book, but the question is, how much do you want to spend? I don't know. For me, I like to say around $500. That's my main thing that I want to spend on books that I'm not too sure I want to hold for the long term. This is one of them. So if you can get a 7.0 for $500 or less, I'd be all over it. If not, I'd be hunting and searching for the exact copy I want to own for the long term. Sticking with Marvel, but jumping into the Bronze Age, is the hottest comic book on the market, bar none. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 129 and the first appearance of Frank Castle and the Punisher. This is also the first appearance of the Jackal and an iconic cover by John Romita Sr. and Gil Kane. 7 sales beat the average this week with a high in a 9.2, selling for $2,995, up 4% over the average. Next up, a CGC 9.0 sale for $2,640, yet again up 4% over the average. And finally, a CGC 7.0 selling for $1,585, but get this, up 19% over the average. Believe it or not, the Punisher dominates the list with an impressive 24th appearance in 2025, and man, that is absolutely wild. One of my favorite books and my favorite covers done by my favorite artist. With that said, I've been saying it all along, I want to own this book. You just have to own it for the long term. An incredibly popular character, a popular cover, and a book I think you got to own. Our second Silver Surfer book hits the list at number 6 this week. It's Silver Surfer number 1 and the first solo ongoing Silver Surfer series, and this is also the origin of the Silver Surfer. 6 copies broke the average this week with a high sale in a CGC 7.5, selling for $1,299, up 14% over the average. Next up, a CGC 6.0 sale for $660, up 3% over the average. And lastly, a CGC 5.0 selling for $618, up a wild 21% over the average. For me, do I want to own the book? Heck yeah, but I want to spend around $500, just like Silver Surfer number 3. It's an important book, a premier first issue, but I'd rather own FF48 in the long run. But to me, I still want to own the book if I can get it for a deal. We're halfway through the list, and I feel like we're just getting started. At number 5 this week is Uncanny X-Men number 94, and the second appearance of the new X-Men team, but first in the main title. 7 copies beat the average this week with a high sale in a CGC 9.0, selling for a whopping $1,500 and up 12% over the average. Next up, a CGC 8.0 sale for $810, but flat against the average. And lastly, a CGC 6.5 selling for $565 and up 9% over the average. I say it every time this book is on the list. I want to own it, but I'd rather have Giant Size X-Men number 1 or the original X-Men number 1 from the Silver Age. Those are the 2 money books in my opinion. This is number 3, but I gotta imagine if you're an X-Men fan, you want to own all 3. Sticking with the Bronze Age at number 4 was Werewolf by Night number 32 and the first appearance of Moon Knight. Another 7 copies beat the average this week, with one of them being a Pence copy, believe it or not. The high sale of the week was a 9.6, selling for an insane $8,495 and up 15% over that average. Next up, a CGC 8.0 sale for $1,399, up 11% over the average. And lastly, a CGC 7.0 selling for a cool $1,050, up 8% over the average. Believe it or not, 9.6 copies purchased before 2019 are still selling for double the amount paid between 2015 and 2019. Incredible. To me, I don't want to spend the money on a 9.6. I do want a nice high-grade copy in my collection though. I like to spend around $1,000 or less. That's just me. But just get the nicest copy you can for the long term. But I got to tell you, it's got to have those bright, beautiful, dark purple colors, all in the same, or else I'd be staying away. Rounding out the 3 spot this week is another DC key. Guess what? It's Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 134, and the first cameo appearance of Darkseid. Another 7 sales beat the average this week with a high in a CGC 9.6, selling for $2,880, but get this, up 30% over the average. Next up, a CGC 9.0 sale, selling for only $600, up 15% over the average. And finally, a CGC 7.5, selling for $310, up an absolutely incredible 54% over the average. Jimmy Olsen and Darkseid make the list for the first time in 2025. Just like I said earlier, this is the book I want to own when we're talking about Darkseid. To me, I'm not crazy about that Forever People cover. I'd rather own this book, a great Jack Kirby cover to boot. I know Forever People also as well. But to me, this is the book I want to own, not the other. But hey, if you get both for cheap, I'd be all over it. Back to Marvel at number 2 this week is Fantastic Four number 48 and the first appearance of the Silver Surfer, and this is also the first cameo appearance of Galactus. 8 sales broke the average this week with a high in a CGC 8.5, selling for $3,850, up 3% over the average. Next up, a CGC 8.0 sale for $3,250, up 4% over the average. And finally, a 5.5 sale for $1,400, but getting the biggest bump, up 18% over the average. Again, just like FF49, this marks the 11th time in 2025 that Silver Surfer makes the Hot 10 list. To me, I said before, I want to own this book for the long term, but if now is the right time. With the second week of box office tickets going down for the Fantastic Four movie, I wait a little bit longer before I pick this one up for the long term. But if you plan on selling this one over the next couple of years, I think you're going to take a big hit. And finally, at the top spot for the second week in a row, it's Fantastic Four Annual number 6 and the first appearance of Annihilus. More importantly, this is the first appearance of Franklin Richards, who is all over the MCU right now. An insane 13 sales beat the average this week, just showing you how hot this book is. The high sale in a CGC 9.4 selling for $3,250, up 9% over the average. Next up, a CGC 8.5 sale for $799, up a crazy 31% over the average. And finally, a CGC 7.0 selling for only $360, but up 13% over the average. For the 11th time in 2025, Franklin Richards makes the Hot 10 list. I say it all the time, if you want to own this book, I don't want to spend a lot of money to own it. I'm not a huge fan of the FF Annual number 6. I am just not. I know Franklin Richards is going to stay in the MCU for a long time, but it hasn't gotten any traction, and there's been a lot of spec on this book for a really long time. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the list. Again, a lot of great books and finally some new DC stuff peeking its head out, appearing on the list. That's what we all want. It is now time for my best buy of the week, and to me, this is an easy one. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 129. Frank Castle does it again. That iconic cover, this iconic character, and of course, he's finally going to show up in the MCU in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I can't wait. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, saying thank you for watching, happy collecting, and I'll talk to you guys soon.